Hey everyone, welcome back to my series, A Plant a Week. Today we're going to be talking about the Dracaena, and specifically the Dracaena Cintho. This one, right here. Not these two. This one. This plant is Dracaena Cintho, one of the most common and inexpensive Dracaena plants that you can buy. Dracaena are one of those species of plants that are incredibly common. You can find them anywhere, from nurseries to big box stores. I'm pretty sure I got this one at Home Depot last spring. They're incredibly common, and there are over 200 varieties of Dracaena, giving you a wide variety on the look and foliage. Today, though, we're looking at the Cintho. Cinthos are characterized by their green stalks, thicker leaves, and striped variegation of dark and light green. Dracaena are, in my opinion at least, one of the more easier houseplants and a great one for beginners. I currently have 4 in my collection, although I admit there's one that I do not know the name of. I'm still trying to figure that out. But my Cintho and Marginata are the oldest in my collection and plants that I purchased right at the beginning of my plant obsession. Dracaena Cintho, like most tropicals, tend to favor a well-draining soil. I keep mine in a mixture of potting soil, orchid bark, and perlite. However, just like pothos, I've seen Dracaena flourish in just regular potting soil. It's best to plant it in a pot with drainage holes. While these plants don't need a lot of water, they like to have their soil thoroughly soaked once it dries out. However, it doesn't like to sit in water, as that will cause its roots to rot. When watering, it's important to water these guys with filtered or distilled water or even rainwater. These plants don't do that well with the salts and minerals in straight up tap water. Once again, similar to pothos, Dracaena can grow in a wide variety of lighting conditions. They thrive in bright indirect light, but they can grow in shadier places in your room. These plants don't typically do well in full sun, however, as they are prone to leaf burn. You can get around this though by slowly introducing your plant to a brighter location, training it to grow in direct sun. I've found my Dracaena are incredibly slow growing, even when given ample light. I've had this Cintho for 2 years now, and it's hardly grown at all. As for fertilizing, Dracaenas in general don't need a lot of fertilizer. They do benefit from a feeding during the growing season, but aren't that fussy about the type of fertilizer they get. I use an organic phytoplankton fertilizer on mine, but you could use regular liquid fertilizer or fish emulsion. Just make sure to dilute any fertilizer you do give it. There are 2 main ways of propagating Dracaena, through top cuttings and stem cuttings. When top cutting, you simply chop off the top of the plant. It sounds drastic, but the plant will push out new growth and compensate for the lack of leaves. When you top cut, you'll often see a branching effect, resulting in 2 or more new branches with leaf growth. In this way, you can prune your Dracaena how you like to create a more tiered look. If you thought top cutting was a bit drastic, then stem cutting will seem like sacrilege. When stem cutting, you're going to chop your baby up. Take off the tops and also portions of the original stem, rooting them all in moist soil or water, taking care to remember which side was the bottom of each cutting. This way you'll end up with a lot of new plants. All Dracaenas are toxic to cats and dogs, causing vomiting, excess saliva, and lack of appetite. Just make sure to keep these plants away from your animals. Luckily, my dogs keep away from my plants, unless I've been ignoring them. As for pests, Dracaena are generally free of serious insects or diseases. I haven't had any problems with mine, and fingers crossed it stays that way. Incredibly ornamental and easy to find, Dracaenas are one of those plants that every plant collector has. It's great for beginners and unique in its look, especially when they become large, mature plants. Given the right care, you'll have your Dracaena for years to come. Thanks again for watching. If you're new to my channel, I post plant videos on Monday, and on Friday I post videos about writing or reading or photography or whatever interests that I have. As always, you can find my social media links in the description below. As well, you can find the link to my fantasy series, A Chronicle of Crowns, which is currently out on Amazon. Thanks again. Bye!